Hey guys, this is Sarah, and today is Wednesday, April 22nd, which means it's time for another Top 5 Wednesday. I have missed Top 5 Wednesday. I skipped a week because usually Sundays are the days I film for the upcoming week, and last weekend I got incredibly sunburned, and Sunday was spent as a vegetable on my bed crying over the pain. So I could not film last week's Top 5 Wednesday. But I'm better. Everything is its normal color, so I am back for this week. This week's topic is books that feature traveling, and one of the specifics about this topic is that it can be any genre. So I decided to pick a multitude of books from different genres that include strange traveling, normal traveling, by car, by train, by special magical abilities, because everyone knows that contemporary traveling road trip books are abound. But I wanted to talk about a few different ones. So without further ado, let's get started. In spot number 5 is Seeker by Arwen Ellis Dayton. This was a new release this year in February, and I got an ARC, and so I read it, and it was a very good book. A little strange, but the traveling aspect, it's hard to explain. It's not necessarily time travel, it's sort of like dimension travel, but you don't go to a different dimension. You can go to different places on Earth using sort of like an in-between type of place. They have this instrument that creates this place where you can stay, and you have like coordinates and stuff to where you want to go, and then you open a portal or a thing or like a door, and you get to the other side. And it's really cool. It's really interesting, kind of confusing. It's like sciencey and magical at the same time, so it's kind of hard to grasp in the beginning, but once you get into the story, it makes it super. In spot number 4 is Graceling by Kristen Kishore, one of my favorite fantasy books ever. It's such a great book with such a great plot, and we have a huge country, with various kingdoms, and our main character is part of like a undercover sort of CIA type of people, but they don't really work for any government in specifics. They're kind of the people that rescue people when their king is going a little cuckoo and doing really bad things. So they travel all over the kingdoms, everywhere, up and down and all over, and in this one they have to travel for various reasons as well, and it's really interesting because you can see the changes when you keep moving through the kingdoms, and it's really good, and the descriptions just make you really feel the movement of the travel, and it's awesome. In spot number 3 is Just 1 Year by Gail Foreman. I saved 1 year specifically, even though it's a duology with just 1 day and just 1 year, because I feel like the places that were traveled to and from here are more extensive than in the first book. We go to India, we go to Mexico, we go to Northern Europe, and everything feels so vivid. And when you change places, their descriptions make you see the differences and the similarities between everything, and everything just feels so close, even though you're reading a book and you're actually not there. And I love this aspect about this one much more than I did the other one. In spot number 2 is Two-Way Street by Lauren Barnholt. This is one of those road trip contemporary books. This is about ex-boyfriend and girlfriend who decided to go on a road trip to their new college when they were still together, and then they broke up, and then they're like, you still have to go with him because that's the plan, and then she's like, a bunch of stuff happens, but the entirety of the book is the majority of the book is talking about their journey and where they stay and what they do and how they get there, driving in their car to, I think Boston, somewhere, from Florida, and they go to Florida, I think Massachusetts, Boston, up that way. not really sure. I read it a while ago. And it's just, I've always wanted to go on a road trip. And even though the circumstances of this one's not really that fun, it still gives me that desire to get in a car with somebody and just drive and see what we find. And spot number 1 is The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. This is a paranormal story about fairies and this girl who's half human, half fairy, and they have to find somebody. And the way they find somebody, they go pretty much everywhere, not only to this special land called the Never Never, but everywhere all over New Orleans. And then in the entire series, they go different places. And it's just so interesting to have these like tunnel things to take you wherever you want in the world. There's a tunnel for everywhere that you could possibly imagine, not only within their world, but within the actual world and our world, and I just think that's so cool. Like, I want to have a trod in my room to take me straight to San Diego, and that would be the bomb. I could just walk through it whenever I want, go hang out with my friends, go to the beach, get some homemade sushi, and then come back and go to work, and so on and so forth, and I think that would be glorious. So that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts on the books that I picked. Let me know your top 5 books that feature traveling. Think outside the box, guys. More than just road trips, more than just plane rides. Think outside the box. Give me some paranormal, dystopian way of traveling, or magic way of traveling, or fantasy way of traveling. I want to find more books that include traveling in strange and peculiar ways. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!